कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी
जय
जय गोपी
गोपी
जन
जन वल्लभ
वल्लभा
गिरिवरधारी
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
यमुना तीर वनचारी
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
यमुना तीर वनचारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
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 जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
यशोदानंदन भज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन भज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
यमुना तीर वनचारी
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
यमुना तीर वनचारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे
हरे
हरे
राम हरे राम राम
राम
राम
राम
हरे
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 हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya
Jai
Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya
Jai
Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada,
Prabhupada
Srila
Jai Srila
Prabhupada.
Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva.
Jaya Guru Deva,
Jai
Guru Deva,
Jai
Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva.
Gaura Hari Bol,
Hari Bol.
Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Gaur Hari Bol.
Nitya Gaura
Nitai Gaura
Hari
Hari Bol,
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol,
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol,
Nitya
Nitai
Gaura
Gaura
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
Hari Bol,
Hari
Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura
Nitya Gaura
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
गौर निताय की
Jai,
Jai,
श्रीमद् भागवतम की
Jai.
Jai,
Jai.
बात परम तो परिव्रजक आचार्य स्तोत्र छटा श्री श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रीला प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
Jai.
Jai,
एवं विश्वात परम तो परिव्रजक आचार्य स्तोत्र छटा श्री श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती श्रीला प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
Jai,
रामाचार्य श्रीलदास ठाकुर की
Jai.
Jai.
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु
प्रभु
नित्यानंद श्री
नित्यानंदा
अद्वैत
श्री
गदाधर
अद्वैत गदाधर
शिवासादि गौर
शिवासादि
भक्त
गौर
की
भक्तवृंद की जय।
Jai.
नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की
Jai.
जय
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की
Jai.
जय
श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की
Jai.
जय
ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की
Jai.
जय
पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की
Jai.
जय
मायापुर नवदीप धाम की
Jai.
जय
गंगा माई यमुना माई की
Jai.
जय
भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की
Jai.
जय
रामवेद भक्त वृंद की
Jai.
जय
विधर्भ हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की
Jai.
जय
बुक एंड प्रसाद डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की
Jai.
Jai.
जय
गौ प्रेमानंदे
Hari Hari
हरि हरि
all glorious
बोल
assembled devotees,
हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
all
Krishna.
glorious assembled devotees,
हरे
Hare
all
कृष्णा
glorious
Krishna.
assembled devotees,
Hare
हरे
all glorious,
कृष्णा
all glorious, Guru and Gauranga, all glorious to Lotus Feet of Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Jai.
जय
Hare Krishna.
Hare
हरे
Krishna.
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna. So we welcome you for today's Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. We'll continue reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, one of the most important chapters. Lord Rishabdev's teachings, and today's verse is number 16. So we'll recite this. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम
Om
नमो
Om
Namo
भगवते
Namo
Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय
Bhagavate
Om
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो
Om
Om Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय
Vasudevaya.
Om
Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ नमो
भगवते वासुदेवाय
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं
नारायणं
व्यासं ततो
ततो
जयमुदीरये
जयमुदीरये
नष्टप्रायेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु
भद्रेषु
अभद्रेषु
नित्यं
नित्यं
भागवत
भागवत
सेवया
सेवया
भगवति
भगवती
उत्तमश्लोके
उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति
उत्तमभक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण
लोका स्वयं श्रेयसि
लोका
लोका स्वयं
स्वयं
श्रेयसि नष्टदृष्टिः
लोका स्वयं श्रेयसि
लोका
लोका
स्वयं श्रेयसि नष्टदृष्टिः
यो अर्थान् समिहेत निकामकामा
योऽर्थान्
कामः
यो अर्थान् समीहेत निकामकामः
योऽर्थान् समेत
कामः
निकामकामः
अन्योन्यवैरसुखलेशहेतोर्
अन्यो न वैरासुखलेशो
अन्योन्यवैरसुखलेशहेतोर्
अन्यो न वैरासुखलेशो
अनन्तदुःखं च न वेदमूढः
अनन्तदुःखं
च न वेदमूढः
अनन्तदुःखं च न वेदमूढः
अनन्तदुःखं च न वेदमूढः
लोका स्वयं श्रेयसि
लोका स्वयं श्रेयस्यास्तदृष्टे
यो अर्थान् समिहेत निकामकामा
योऽर्थान् समीहेतनिकामकामः
अन्योन्यवैरसुखलेशहेतोर्
अन्यो न
सुखलेशहेतुः
अनन्तदुःखं च न वेदमूढः
अनन्तदुःखं च न वेदमूढः
लोका स्वयं श्रेयसि
लोका स्वयं श्रेयासि
यो अर्थान् समिहेत निकामकामः
योऽर्थान् समीहेत निकामकामः
अन्योन्यवैरसुखलेशहेतोर्
अन्यो न वैरासुखलेशो
अनन्तदुःखं च न वेदमूढः
अनन्तदुःखं च न वेदमूढः
You can recite.
लोका स्वयं श्रेयसि नष्टदृष्टि
लोका
लोकः
स्वयं
स्वयं
श्रेयसि
श्रेयसि
नष्टदृष्टिर्
नष्टदृष्टिः
योऽर्थान् समीहेत निकामकामः
यो
योऽर्थान्
अर्थान् समीहेत
समीहेतनिकामकामः
निकामकामः
अन्यो न वेरः सुखलेशहेतो
अन्योन्यवैरसुखलेशहेतोर्
अनन्तदुःखं च न वेदमूढः
अनन्तदुःखं च न वेदमूढः
अनन्तदुःखं लोकः स्वयं श्रेयसि नष्टदृष्टे
लोका
स्वयं
स्वयं
श्रेयसि
श्रेयसि
नष्टदृष्टिः
नष्टदृष्टिर्
योऽर्थान् समीहेतुनिकामकामः
यो अर्थान्
योऽर्थान्
समीहेत
समीहेत
निकामकामः
निकामकामः
अन्योन्यवैरः सुखलेशहेतो
अन्योन्यवैरसुखलेशहेतोर्
अनन्तदुःखं च न वेदमूढः
अनन्तदुःखं
दुःखं
च
च
न
न
वेदमूढः
वेदमूढः
लोका स्वयं श्रेयसि नास्तदृष्टिर्
लोका
लोकः
स्वयं
स्वयं श्रेयसि
श्रेयसि
नष्टदृष्टे
नष्टदृष्टिर्
योऽर्थान् समीहेत निकामकामः
यो
योऽर्थान्
अर्थान्
समीहेत्
समीहेत
निकामकामः
निकामकामः
अन्यो न वैरा सुखलेशहेतो
अन्योन्यवैरः सुखलेशहेतो
अनन्तदुःखं च न वेदमूढः
अनन्तदुःखं च न वेदमूढः
Okay.
ॐ नमं श्रेयासिनस्तदिष्ट
लोकः
स्वयं
स्वयं श्रेयसिनष्टदृष्टिः
यो अर्थान् समीहेत निक्कं कमः
यो
यो
अर्थान्
समीहेत निकामकामः
न्यासवरेः सुखालसाहेतो
अन्योन्यवैरा
सुखलेशहेतो
सुखलेशहेतो
तदुःखं च न वेदमुड्डः
अनन्तदुःखं
अनन्तदुःखं
च
च
न
न
वेदमूढः
वेदमूढः
दुःखं च न वेदमूढः
अनन्तदुःखं
दुःखं
च न वेदमूढः
वेदमूढः
Okay. We'll do word to word now. Thank you, everyone. Lokaha,
लोकः
लोकः
people.
people
Swayam,
स्वयं
स्वयं
personally.
personally
personally
Prayasi,
Tracy
of the path of auspiciousness.
of
of the
the
path of
auspiciousness
Nashta drishtihi,
Nashta drishtihi,
who have lost sight.
who have
who
who
lost
have
have
lost
lost
sight.
sight.
Yaha,
Yaha
Yaha,
who,
who
arthan,
Arthan
things meant for sense gratification.
things
things
meant
meant
for
for
sense
sense
gratification.
gratification.
Samiheta,
Samiheta
Samhita,
desire.
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 Nikama kamaha,
Nikama
Nikama
kamaha
kamaha,
having too many lusty desires
having
having
too
having
many
too many
lusty
lusty
desires
desires
for sense enjoyment.
for
for
sense
sense
enjoyment.
enjoyment.
Anyonya vairaha,
Anyonya
Anyonya
vairaha,
being envious of one another.
being
being
envious
envious
of
of one
one
another.
another.
Sukha lesha hetoho,
Sukhalesha
Sukhalesha
heto,
heto
simply for temporary material happiness.
simply
simply
for
for
temporary
temporary
material
material
happiness.
happiness.
Ananta dukkham,
Ananta dukkam,
Anantam
unlimited sufferings.
unlimited
unlimited
sufferings.
sufferings.
Cha,
Cha
also.
also
also
Na,
na
do not.
do
Do
not
not.
Veda,
veda
Veda,
no.
no
Muda,
muda
Buddha
foolish.
foolish.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charnaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki,
Jai.
Right.
kindly could you repeat after me? Translation. Due to ignorance,
Due
Due
to
to
ignorance,
ignorance,
the materialistic person
the
the
materialistic
materialistic person
person
does not know anything
does
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 not
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 know
know
anything
anything
about his real self-interest.
about
about
his
his
real
real
self-interest,
self-interest,
self-interest.
The auspicious path in life.
the
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 auspicious
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 path
path
in
in
life.
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 He is simply bound to material enjoyment
He
Is
is
simply
simply
bound to
bound to
material
material
enjoyment
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 by lusty desires,
by
by
lusty
lusty
and lusty
desires,
desires,
desire.
and all his plans
and
and
all
all his
All
his
plans
his
plans
are
plans
made for this purpose,
are
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 made for
made
this
for
made
this
for
purpose,
this
purpose,
purpose,
for temporary sense gratification.
for
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 temporary
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 sense
sense
gratification.
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 Such a person creates a society of envy,
Such a
Such
Such a
a
person
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 creates a
creates a
creates
society
society
of
of
such as
envy,
envy,
envy.
and due to this mentality,
and
And
due
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 to
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 this
this
his
mentality,
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 he plunges into the ocean of suffering.
he
he
plunges
plunges
into
into
the
the
ocean of
ocean of
suffering.
suffering.
Such a foolish person
Such a
such
Such
a
a
foolish
foolish
person
person
does
person
not even know about this.
does
does
not
not
does
even
even
not
know
know
about
even
about
know
this.
about it.
this.
Thank you. So here the purport.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
The word nashta drishtihi, meaning one who has no eyes to see the future, is very significant in this verse. Life goes on from one body to another, and the activities performed in this life are enjoyed or suffered in the next life, if not later in this life. One who is unintelligent, who has no eyes to see the future, simply creates enmity and fights with others for sense gratification. As a result, one suffers in the next life, but due to being like a blind man, he continues to act in such a way that he suffers unlimitedly. Such a person is a Muda, one who simply wastes his time and does not understand the Lord's devotional service. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7 chapter 25th verse, Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritah mudo yam nabhijanati loko mam ajam avyayam. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent, but then I'm covered by my eternal creative potency, Yoga Maya, and so the deluded world knows me not, who am unborn and infallible. In the Katha Upanishad, it is also said, Avidyayam antare vartamanaha swayam dhira panditam manyamanaha. Although ignorant, people still go to another blind man for leadership. As a result, both are subjected to miserable conditions. The blind lead the blind into the ditch. So that is in the today's purport. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghunathanvidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaditam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So we'll do one more time the verse. लोका स्वयं श्रेयसी नष्ट दृष्टिर यो अर्थान समीहेतक निष्काम कामः अन्योन्य वैर सुकलेश हेतोर अनंत दुःखम च नवेदम मूढ़. Translation: This, due to ignorance, the materialistic person does not know anything about his real self-interest, the auspicious path in life. He is simply bound to material enjoyment by lusty desires, and all his plans are made for this purpose. For temporary sense gratification, such a person creates a society of envy, and due to this mentality, he plunges into the ocean of suffering. Such a foolish person does not even know about this. Hare Krishna. So this is, we can see it's one of the very important topics of Bhagavatam, the teachings of, or the instructions of Lord Rishabdev to his children. And particularly in this whole section, this particular chapter, chapter 5, where Lord is instructing his sons, and actually these instructions are timeless. It's for every generation, every yuga, every age, people can follow these instructions. And it started with, Naham Deham, Neha Deham, Brajamna Loke, Kastan Kaman, Arate with Bujamye. So from that verse, now we are that was first verse. Now today we are covering 16th. And in the 16th verse, we see the important points of this is Lokas Swayam Shreyasi Nashta Drishtir. So Nashta Drishti, Prabhupada writes, translates as who has lost sight. So we know lost sight means a person who can't see, is a blind man. But here it's not a person physically blind who has no eyes, but they have eyes, but they cannot see. And the example could be given that there are people maybe from very high, they may be very erudite scholars, great thinkers, they have a lot of philosophical understanding, knowledge, or they're very good planners, they may be very wealthy people, very powerful people, but materially they may have all these things, but simple understanding of spirituality, they lack. They lack very badly, so badly that even if someone comes and tells them, try to guide them, so they get envious, they get angry. Like there was example of this man who's trying to chop a branch of a tree. So a saintly person was walking by and he saw that this man is going to cut his own the branch on which he's sitting. He just thought he might fall down. So he, out of humanity or out of concern, he told, hey man, don't cut this, you will fall. And because this person was so engrossed in his work, that he thought by work, because his understanding is I should work hard so that I'll make money, I can enjoy my life. And for him, it's a disturbance. If someone comes and gives a good advice, it was a disturbance for people in general, like that. Those who are too absorbed, engrossed in the work. And he said, get lost from here. I'm too busy, can't you see? Mind your business. As you know, the saintly people, they are not attached to their instructions. They just give whatever is good for them to hear. If they follow, all the best. If they don't, Krishna blesses them. So he just left. And after traveling some distance, he actually cut this branch and he fell down. Obviously got hurt. And then he realized that actually this person who came, who told me that I will fall down, and I didn't listen to him, but he was right. So he went and fell at his feet and he started worshipping him as God. So this is a paradigm, or this is some interesting thing in materialistic people. If someone gives a little understanding, want to give something which is good for them, they don't listen. That is one side of the pendulum. They become angry, envious, like that. But if they feel something, then immediately they go to other side where they start worshipping them. So both are not good. So from this we see they have the materialistic people, because of lack of drishti. And there is another great example of Prabhupada's life when he met Professor Katowski in Russia, who was actually a professor for uh, Indian and South Asian studies, philosophical studies, and he was teaching in the university. And he had a lot of misunderstandings about our Vedic scriptures, Vedic knowledge. So he was discussing, and there are many topics Prabhupada discussed with him. One of them was communism. He was, because Russian, so he was defending communism as the thing where communist people consider everyone equal and no one should go to hungry. Everyone should have some food to eat. Then Prabhupada explained that yes, that's true, but that is this Krishna consciousness is spiritual communism. Here you consider in communist ideology, you consider a human being as everyone is equal, but not everyone is equal. They have different qualities, different understanding, knowledges. So you cannot put everyone in one basket. You have to consider people based on their qualifications. So, and then when you understand, instead of who is the proprietor, who should be the leader, if you say that Krishna is the leader, the God is the leader, and being the children of all the universe, all the living entities, then you don't want your brother to suffer, starve. So you automatically come and serve him. So similarly, like this, there are many topics they discussed, but one of the important topics where he talked about after death, everything finishes. Death finishes everything and there is nothing after it. Because he's studying even Vedic Indian scriptures and other South Asian studies. But somehow his conclusion was there is nothing after death is finished. And Prabhupada explained, no, there is a life after death. And that's why one of the titles of Prabhupada is Life After Death, for the people who consider that after death there is nothing. So he wrote it. And then he explained, but for some of the arguments he agreed with, he acknowledged Prabhupada and he agreed, yes, that's true. But on one thing he was adamant, he considered that after life there is after death there is no life at all. And then Prabhupada, he gave his explanation, but because he saw that professor was very defensive, he is not accepting. So Prabhupada said there is no point. But he said he encouraged him just to keep translate these Vedic books in your language. It will be easy for the people to understand Vedic knowledge. And then when he's talking to his disciples, see, even though a person may be materially very well qualified, very intelligent, great planner, everything, but he lacks a simple understanding of soul. And he gave the example of, even if you go to a remote village in India and talk to a woman that what happens after death, then they will tell what happens. this is the knowledge they received from the generations. It's not that lady may be uneducated, illiterate, but they received this knowledge. This is the culture of India. This is the culture of Bharat, where this knowledge is profusely available and people accepted it. But in Western world, this person, even though such a highly educated person, and he's leading also, that is unfortunate. If a leader is right, he can lead people in a right direction. But if leader himself is blind, as here it says nasta drishti, so what is the result of the followers? As Prabhupada in the last sentence says, the blind lead the blind, both of them end up in ditch. So that is the current situation in the world, what we are going through. And the second thing, second point, which was very important, I saw that it's Shreyasi. Shreyas means it's a ultimate, Prabhupada translates as ultimate, the path of auspiciousness, which is ultimate liberation or spiritual destination. Whereas he compared that the ultimate destination or the ultimate path of auspiciousness is engaging soul in the right direction, which is Krishna consciousness. We can do all other prayers for immediate pleasures, immediate achievements, accomplishments, but these are only material. But for spiritual, we have to have some, we have to perform Shreyas, which is performing bhakti. And only Shreyas is the one which can give us unlimited pleasure or happiness, which is for what people are in this whole world running after, looking for pleasure. And then the next thing we see, it's interesting, which is Nikama Kama. That is a reason people are after pleasure, because they have unlimited desires. These desires are, it's like it's a fire, and if you put as much, and fulfilling the desire is like putting ghee into the fire, or then that fire will only aggravate, not subside. Doesn't matter how much ghee we put in fire, it will only burn. So when we start enjoying, because of this blindness, the nasta drishti, people, they think the temporary pleasure is ultimate, and to fulfill those pleasures, they know that, okay, to get the pleasure, I need to do hard work. I need to work hard day and night, and then with that working hard, I'll acquire some wealth, money, then I can enjoy. And they're stuck into that loop that I will earn money, I'll enjoy, then after enjoyment, I again go and work hard. But as Rishabdev in the first verse, it said that this enjoyment, the sense gratification, is available for Vidbhujam. Vidbhujam means the people, the living entities who eat stool, like pigs and hogs. They eat stool. They even similarly, from that we can see that a human being, as a human beings, we all eat food. Depends on person's diet. As devotees, we honor prasadams. People, some eat vegetarian, some are vegans, some are maybe non-vegetarians. Whatever they eat. So whatever we are eating, and the living entity is eating, we are the pleasure we are experiencing. Of course, we are not Krishna conscious. Prasadam, when we honor, that's a different case altogether. But normally, living entity, when they eat normal food and a pig eats, the pleasure derived by both is same. And giving such example, Rishabdev was saying that there is nothing special in sense gratification in any form of life. Every living entity is enjoying. Why you have to enjoy? For eating. Yes, for eating, to keep the body and mind, we have to work required, and then focus more on which is whatever is Shreyas for me, Shreyas for the living entities, Shreyas for my family. Like previous verse, if in that it talks about a king should be thinking about what I can do for my citizens, and even and a father should be for his kids, a guru for his disciples. So this is the for a king, for a guru or for father, they have dependents and they have to guide them in the right path. And if needed, they have to apply some force also. As here in the verse I was reading, it says that by hook or crook, we have to implement, engage them in their based on their interest or inclinations. The king has to engage the citizens in that path and bring them to Krishna consciousness. If a person is good at some artifact, so he has to engage in doing something which is more Krishna consciousness. So then by performing that, he gets spiritual advancement. Similarly, every living entity has a responsibility as a father. When we have a father, then the responsibility of father is to take care of the child progress in spiritual direction. If not, then Rishabdev also said that one should not become a father, become a guru, become a king, become a mother, unless you are able to deliver their dependents. So that's a very big responsibility. Now, with this nikama kama, so unlimited desires is because the lack of understanding. When people don't have spiritual understanding, then they think this material world is all in all, as like that Professor Katowski, that what he sees, this is the end. After the death, there is nothing. I can't see after death, so there is nothing. So they think that this world is meant for pleasure, and whatever I see, whatever way I can enjoy, let me enjoy. And the proper problem with that is, initially there is one desire, and then the desire, when it fulfilled, there is some enjoyment. Then again there is another desire. Before that finishes, fulfills, then another desire starts. So this is like a vicious cycle which goes on and on and on. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Dhyayato visham pumsam sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kama krodot vijayate krodat bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibhrama smriti bhramshat buddhinashat pranashyati. So he says in this verse that just by contemplating on sense objects, and one develops attachment. From that attachment, there is a desire to enjoy. Once desire is fulfilled, he is happy, but obviously every desire is not fulfilled. Then there is anger. From anger comes bewilderment, and then from bewilderment happens loss of memory. And when memory is lost, the living entity falls into the material pool, which is completely full of sufferings. So eventually, which started off with some desire, some contemplation on such objects, brings them to falling back into the material pool, which is full of suffering. So instead of that, if a living entity is given this advice or instruction by their authority that you should work hard as much as needed to keep your body, your soul together, but rest of the time, if you can focus on engaging in Krishna consciousness, that is the ultimate purpose of life, which is Shreyas for every living entity. So that's one thing. And then another point which Prabhupada mentioned, which is very interesting, and this is very relevant also for everybody, is Anyonya Vira Sukhalesha Hetu. Anyonya Vaira. Vaira means enemy, animosity. So in the process of enjoying, fulfilling our desires, sometimes our desires might fulfill, sometimes may not. Or sometimes we have a desire, even the other, our colleague or friend or a relative may also pursue for the same desire to fulfill it. Before we get that fulfillment, someone else get it. So automatically there is animosity created between the people. Like, of course, this the modern world, either it may be an advertising world, commercials, or this, they have tapped it very nicely, so that they understood this is the emotion of envy is very strong. So when I was young, I was watching this TV commercial. There is one lady, both ladies walk into one store and they buy some groceries. Obviously, in the groceries there was something. I feel that is about an ad. And the next time when they walk in, the one of the ladies' sari was very bright white, pristine, bright white, and the other ladies was not so. So immediately this thing of animosity comes into us. Her think that she thinks, how come her sari is brighter than me? And then she asked this person, why it is so? They said, because she is using this brand of detergent, you should use it. So now, see, if she would have wanted, she would have taken the best brand or whatever is good for. But the commercials also, these companies, they are tapping on the emotion of enviousness to get their sales done. And similarly, there was one more ad. The tagline of that ad is neighbors envy and owner's pride. So if you have this product, it is a proud for the owner because neighbors will envy it. So now when the around surrounding we have this kind of advertisement, commercial, this kind of emotions going around, what do you expect people will get into? This easily they get into this trap. And this anyonya vaira, they get enviousness with each other, one another. Because they are also pursuing, I am also pursuing, but why this person has got before me, or why she got before more than me? So that is vaira, because the lack of understanding is, if you just study the Bhagavad Gita 3rd chapter where Krishna talks about karma yoga, that tells it doesn't matter how much work you work hard, you do work hard, you have given certain, you have acquired some results based on your previous karma. That won't change. If I worked, it doesn't matter if I work 10 hours, I'll get this pay, and the other person works also 10 hours, he'll get the same pay. It's not possible. Some people get more, some people may get less. But when when we have this knowledge of karma yoga or karma, then people have understand it. Then they won't get disappointed. They live a life of contentment. But here there is no life. They don't encourage contentment. They want you should be envy. If you are envy, then only you can do well. As they say, fire in a belly. Why initially when I heard, I thought, why there is a fire in a belly? Why in a belly there is a fire? It is not good. But that is means it makes you work hard. You should work hard to get. And if you don't get it, automatically you create vaira. And this is sometimes goes on and on. And this vaira is for what? Just for temporary happiness. Because whoever in this world is working hard, like Rishabh was saying, that it is only for based on this in this material world, for material things, it is limited. And what is that happiness? It is a temporary one. It is not even permanent one. It is not shreyas, it is prayers. So for a shukalesha, for a little bit, tiny bit of happiness, we are creating animosity with people for the life. Little bit of happiness, we want it, and then for that we are working hard, and then we brush things in a wrong way with other, and we create a animosity for the rest of the life. And not just ends rest of the life, then the next generation goes, and then next generation. So this is for what little bit sukhalesha. For the sukhalesha, but what in return people are receiving, it is ananta dukkham. So there's one beautiful verse in this. Everything is like a cycle. Lord Rishabdev is talking that for that little bit of happiness, you create animosity. You for what? You for little bit of happiness, and then what you receive is unlimited suffering. So unlimited suffering. So it's only suffering you get it at the end of the day. Yeah, like Krishna also says, the happiness in the mode of goodness is poison in the first, but pleasure in the nectar at the end. But happiness in the mode of passion is poison, nectar in the starting, but poison at the end. And in the ignorance, there is no need to talk. It's always poison. So here, if you look at it, people, the real kind of some enjoyment people will have is when they are trying to pursue, because in that pursuit they are imagining that this is when I receive, I'll be happy. I'll be this will give me some happiness. But when they receive it, by the time, because they've already contemplated the happiness, that happiness is anyway reduced. And sometimes even before a person, what is he pursuing, thinking that I will be happy, that is actually not even happens also. That will move further, or that might change, things might change. So, and then the soul again looks for something else. Okay, this is not working, maybe do something else, I'll get it there. I'll do this, I'll get it there. But unfortunately, the living entity is only going through this 8.4 million species, just unlimited suffering and tiny bit happiness. For a little bit of happiness, unlimited suffering is going up. But if, as here in the verse, Rishabdev is saying that Loka Maya Swayam Shreyasi, if living entity, if the person, they think about, oh, yes, I have been through all these 8.4 million species of life. I have tried to enjoy, but I never had this pure, complete enjoyment. I never lived a life of happiness. If I try to search the happiness in the right direction, they will eventually find it. Like recently, we are doing this program, and there we are talking about introduction to Bhagavad Gita. So, in permanent happiness, it's very interestingly, they gave 3 points. And the first point is we have to look for happiness, a right thing in a right place. A right thing in a right place. Now, why we are not finding happiness in this world? Because this world is Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. Krishna, the person who created, in the manual of this world, he has given that this place is a miserable place. Then how can you find happiness? That means we are finding happiness in a wrong place, in a miserable place. So then we have to find happiness in right place. And then second point, which was more interesting, was we have to accept the reality. So now I am in this material world. I know I can't have a permanent happiness, but let me live my life simple life, so that and in the meanwhile I'll follow whatever based on my karma I'm receiving it. I will keep my things content. I don't try to do too much of I don't overstretch myself, because that will create some kind of animosity or some kind of frustration. I won't do it. I'll just accept reality, means try to be a content person. And then third point is furthermore important, because in third point it says that these two things we cannot do mechanically, artificially we can't do it. Yes, theoretically we say that this world is miserable place, but to get to that understanding that this world is really miserable place, we have to have some practice which is connecting to Supreme, which is the third point. Artificially we think we know that this temporary world is this world is temporary happiness, but it's complete misery. Many times even devotees, we get zapped into this thing, that sometimes something comes and we feel there is some happiness, and then there is a miserable. So even as sometimes practicing devotees, we get fall prey for it. So that's why this Krishna consciousness, the practice of bhakti is so important, and it's not Sunday to Sunday, or it's not a festival to festival. It is a regular process. Nityam Bhagavata Seva. So we have to perform our bhakti every day, and starting with chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when you practice bhakti, that is one part of bhakti, chanting, which is the most potent form. But there are other things also, like serving deities, cooking for the deities, honoring prasadam, festivals. Like yesterday we had a big festival on day before yesterday, 60th anniversary. So these are the festivals where we come and we engage our minds in some form, in some way, in Krishna consciousness, either thinking about Krishna, serving Krishna, or thinking about the devotees of Krishna and their devotees. So then automatically our lifestyle changes from, of course, in the material world, everyone is starting from low and then we get to high. Similarly, when we start low, it doesn't matter where we start, but where we end is the important. So where we end, when we take up bhakti, automatically the bhakti is the one which purifies us and which gives us real intelligence. Then the person will have no nashta drishti. They have pure drishti. They can see what is good for them, how they can not only protect themselves from this onslaught of Maya, but also help others. That is the preaching movement of Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. They just don't want to be happy for themselves alone, but they want the entire world, the whole humanity, the whole living entities, community should be happy eternally at the lotus feet of Krishna, and that's why they have taken so many risks in their life. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was chased to be killed, but he was protected. And Prabhupada, obviously, we know from Leelamrita, he was attacked few times. And there are many of Prabhupada disciples, followers, they were attacked. For what? Because they were giving this unadulterated Krishna consciousness, want to protect living entities from falling prey to Maya, but bringing them to Krishna consciousness. Still, they are doing it. That's why the sacrifices of those devotees in our movement is what kept ISKCON 60 years so strong, and is getting stronger and stronger day by day because of the efforts of them. And being the part of ISKCON, we also should be somehow, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Bharata Bhumite Janma Yar Janma Sarthakari Kara Paropkar. So first, because we have born in human life, we have taken human life. So first we have to make our life perfect, and after making our life perfect, we have to do paropkar. Paropkar means help others in Krishna, bringing them to Krishna, and that is the ultimate present, like what Krishna has given us as human living entity, the fruit of bhakti. So for that, we cannot repay in any way to our Guru or Krishna, but connecting these lost souls, ignorant souls into bhakti, that will be kind of our gratitude to Krishna and our Gurus. So with this, I'll stop. If anyone has any comments on this, any corrections, please you can go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mukunda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Thank you for the class and the points and everything. And in this verse, so clearly is mentioned that a person who is in ignorance, he actually doesn't understand. Even he is doing things he doesn't know exactly, because a person who is ignorant, whatever he does, he thinks I'm doing right. Like, the most difficult part for a person is to understand that whatever he is doing is not right. Unless until he knows that, he cannot really improve himself. And this is the difficult part with all of us, that we do certain things and we think we are doing right. So for us to understand is to actually, with devotional service, we can understand and that devotional service means is actually following the Shastra, Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. And these are important points which we should have. Then we understand what we are doing is not because we want to do. Another thing which is very important is envy. And we know that spiritual envy is actually good. If somebody is progressing in spiritual life, and if we become envious, then we try to also become like him, not become envious. We see in the Krishna, when there were gopis and all that, and the gopis are trying best how to please Krishna. So that envy is actually good. Srila Prabhupada once said, I think earlier, devotees in different temples and all those things, they were producing those incense. You remember? And
Yes.
they were selling everywhere, and then their devotees in the other temple, they became envious. And Prabhupada said it's good actually, because if you are envious, then you will also do certain good things. So that spiritual envy we should do, but not that envy means is actually you put that person down and don't let him do things which are actually beneficial spiritually for everyone. I just wanted to say thank you very much, Prabhuji, for the class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you much. Hare Krishna. Thanks for your nice comments. Yeah. Anybody else? Okay. So if no one, so we'll stop here. Granthra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki,
Jai.
Jai.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki,
Jai.
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol. Thank you,
His Grace
Prabhuji.
Mukunda
you.
Das
Thank you.
Prabhu
Hare
ki
Krishna.
Jai.
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 Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai.
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 Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.